Good evening. Today we're going to be talking about distance on a number line. Our focus question today, subtraction is not commutative. In what situations does the order in which you subtract two numbers not matter? So let's look at this example here. We have a family of runners position themselves near the starting line of the race to make the race fair. Which runner has the greatest head start over another runner, and which runner has the least head start over another runner? So we've got runner 1, who's a foot back from the starting line. We have runner 2, who's 4 feet back. And we have runner 3, who is 2 feet ahead of the starting line. So which one has the greatest head start? Clearly, runner 3 has the greatest head start over runner 2. And how far apart are they? If I count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Runner 3 is 6 feet ahead. Okay. Which runner has the least head start over another runner? Well, let's look at runner 2 and runner 1, because they look kind of close together. He's 4 feet back, so 1, 2, 3. So they're 3 feet apart. And let's look at runner 1 and runner 3. They're 1, 2, they're 3 feet apart as well. So runner 1 is 3 feet ahead of runner 2, and runner 3 is 3 feet ahead of runner 1. So they both together have the least head start over another runner. So now let's look at these clouds. Different types of clouds occur at different levels in the atmosphere. We have cumulonimbus, altostratus, nimbostratus, stratus, and cirrus. Okay? The distance between the clouds, let's look at the cirrus and the stratus clouds. Okay? The difference between those, we always remember the distance, they tell us, is the difference. Okay, difference means subtract. So if I do 10 minus 2 is 8, okay? It's the same as if I had done 2 minus 10, I'd still get 8, because I have to take the absolute value. Absolute value is the distance between the clouds, okay? Remember, absolute value is a positive number. It represents the distance from 0. So anytime we're talking about distance, we have to remember to use the absolute value. Okay? So here is a situation where the order won't matter. It kind of plays on to our focus question. In what situations does the order in which you subtract the numbers not matter? If we're finding the distance and we throw absolute value bars around it, then the order will not matter. Okay, here they want us to write two absolute value expressions for the distance in kilometers between the nimbostratus cloud and the altostratus cloud, and how far apart are the clouds. So, the altostratus cloud to the nimbostratus clouds, how far apart are they? Okay, if we look at this, the altostratus cloud starts, the bottom of the cloud is at 4.1. The bottom of the nimbostratus is 1.3. So I need to subtract those. I get 4.1 minus 1.3. Because I'm doing a distance, I take the absolute value of it. I'm subtracting, so I rewrite it as adding the opposite. Remember, stop, add the opposite. When I combine these, I have to subtract them and take the larger sign, which is 2.8. And when I take the absolute value of 2.8, I get 2.8. And our units here are kilometers. If I had done it the other way, and I had done 1.3 minus 4.1, and I take the absolute value, I can rewrite it as a subtraction, as an addition. When we do the arithmetic, I get the absolute value of negative 2.8, which when I take the absolute value, it becomes positive 2.8, and our unit is kilometers. So the nimbostratus and the altostratus clouds are 2.8 kilometers apart. Try this on your own. What is the distance between the top and bottom of this group of cumulonimbus clouds? So when I look at this here, I'm going to take the top level, a height of 4 1/8 mile, minus 1 3/4 miles. Because it's a distance, I'm taking the absolute value of it. I went off and did my arithmetic below it here. If you look, you can see I found common denominators in my second step. I had to borrow in my third step. And when I did my math, I got 2 3/8. Because I did the work off to the side, I have to remember to put it back into my absolute value sign. When I take the absolute value of that number, I got 2 3/8. So the distance between the top and bottom of the clouds is 2 3/8 miles. Moving on. We can also use absolute value to find the distance between 2 points on a number line when one or both of the coordinates are negative. So let's start with the one where both of the coordinates are negative. What is the height of the midnight zone? And you can see we are underwater here. We're talking about the twilight zone, the midnight zone, and the abyss. So the midnight zone, we're looking for the height. So when I go to do that, it's a distance, so I'm going to use absolute value. It's negative 3,300 minus negative 13,100. I have subtraction, so I have to stop and the opposite. When I do my arithmetic on those, opposite signs, so I'm going to subtract and take the sign of the larger. I get the absolute value of 9,800. And when I take the absolute value of 9,800, I get 9,800. So the height of the midnight zone is 9,800 feet. So this was an example where both numbers were negative. Now let's look at one where one is negative and one is positive. How far apart are the abyss and the cloud? We know this cloud is 5,000 feet above the water, and the abyss is 13,100 feet below. It's a distance, so I have to use absolute value. I have subtraction, so I stop at the opposite. And just so you guys know, young ladies, when I am saying stop at the opposite, I am still, even though you guys can't see me, I'm still throwing my hand out there. It's a habit. So when I add these up, the signs are the same. I get 18,100. I have to take the absolute value of it, which works out to be 18,100. And it is in feet. Units are feet. Okay. Let's keep moving along. A whale dives from the twilight zone into the midnight zone. How far does he dive? I will let you work on this, and I'll meet you back here in a minute. So I set up my problem. The absolute value of negative 2,500 minus negative 10,200. I did my stop, had the opposite. I did my arithmetic to get to this third step, and then I took the absolute value and I remembered my units. I hope you got 7,700 feet. Moving along again. The distance between any two rational numbers, A and B, on the number line is the absolute value of their difference, which is what we have been doing, okay? So let's find the distance between P and Q, between Q and R, and between R and S. We'll do the first one together. Distance means absolute value. Let's label it. The segment PQ, I have negative 2, that's where Q is, minus negative 5. stop, add the opposite. Do my arithmetic. I get the absolute value of 3, which we know is 3. Try the other two for me, please. I got QR to be a distance of 5 and RS to be a distance of 2. Seeing as how we have a number line, we can always count these to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for RS, 1, 2. So we're in good shape. On our next slide, write the correct expression in each distance description. So which of these 4 tiles would go in to find the distance between 5 and -1? Which one would be the distance between -5 and -1? And which one would be the distance between 5 and 1? So let's look at the first one. Distance between 5 and -1. Distance, absolute value between 5 and -1. Is that one of my choices? It sure is. It's the first one. For the second one, distance between -5 and -1. -5 minus -1. That works out to be this third tile. And the distance between 5 and 1 is the last tile. Which expressions represent the distance between -2 and 4 on the number line? So take a look at those quickly. I'm subtracting. So between -2 and 4. I like 3. -2 minus 4, and I'm taking the absolute value of it. All right, what about another one? So I need -2, the distance between them. What if I did 4 minus -2? Oh, when I stop, add the opposite. I get the absolute value of 4 plus 2. So 3 and 4. The next 2 slides have 4 questions that I'd like you to have answered so that we can go over them tomorrow. The first question starts with a hiker, and then the second question as well. And then the last 2 questions, distance between a negative and a positive number is 12.5. What are the numbers? And then we have 2 students who are solving a math problem. And I want you to explain who's correct and tell me why. So that is it for tonight. I will see you tomorrow. I hope you have a fantastic evening. Have a good one. Goodbye.